we just click this quick export button, and this allows you to output to a variety of common formats. So we've got things like H.264, H.265. So these are compressed formats. You might be familiar with them to, sort of delivering video to friends and clients and so forth. I've got ProRes as an option because I'm on a Mac, but you've also got various settings for things like YouTube, Vimeo, TikTok, presentations, and Dropbox. So if I wanted to just output this as a standalone video file that I can do whatever I want with. So here we've got H.264 master, and then I can click on the export, and now I can choose where I want to put that to. So I'm just going to put it into my beginner's guide in the output folder. This is where I can change the name of it, but I'm just going to click save, and away it goes. It's going to output that directly to that folder. And once it's finished and completed, job done, I can get on with the next thing that I need to. So if I just hide Resolve for the moment, have a look in the, not the media folder, Chris, the output folder, there we are. There is my video file. So if I just double click that, it will open up in my QuickTime player, and there is my final movie.
My name is Chris Ling, and I'm the founder of Warrior Mountain Outfitters.
You won't need to watch it all, of course, but you can verify it. And that's outputted at a HD quality because that was the timeline settings that I was using for this project. Okay, now let me switch back into Resolve because there are other options that we've got here. So quick export, for example, if we look at YouTube, this enables me to create a YouTube compatible video file. So it chooses the best settings ultimately for me, so I don't need to worry too much about those settings. And we can also do that with Vimeo and TikTok. So any of these options here, you're invited to sign in. When you sign in, it will open up a browser window so that you can then go and sign in. This will then ask you permission to allow Resolve to access your account details and publish on your behalf. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. However, one of the options that we do have is presentations. And the great thing with presentation is not so much that you can use it as a final delivery mechanism necessarily, but it's a good way of getting feedback, particularly from clients, about the video. So the first thing I need to do is I need to have a Blackmagic Cloud account. Now, the cloud accounts are free to register, and then what you need to do is you need to be able to sign into that, and you need to set up a presentation on the cloud first of all. So that's what I'm going to show you. If you're on any Blackmagic Design web page, I can choose to log in to the cloud. Now, I'm already logged in using my demonstration account. My demonstration account is nothing special. It is exactly what anybody else would get. You're entitled to a number of presentations. I think it's about 20 presentations. You're entitled to 2 GB of storage. So just bear that in mind because your presentation goes towards your storage. But for this, it works absolutely fine. So I'm going to go into my presentations first of all. And at the moment, I don't have any presentations. So let me create one. Let's call this OMO preview. Okay. And I'm just going to add that first of all. All right. We'll come back to this in a second. Okay. But let me go back into DaVinci Resolve. Now what I need to do is I now need to sign in to my Blackmagic Cloud account. So I'm going to paste that and I'm going to log in. So there we go. So now you can see that I've got the option to upload to my presentation that I'd set up. So I can't create a presentation here. I have to log into the website and then create the presentation. Then I can upload to it. So let's just choose to export that. I don't get any settings for this. I honestly don't know what resolution it's using or anything like that. And I have asked, and it's just, well, it just does it. All right. Also, it doesn't leave or doesn't seem to leave a file on your computer. Okay, so what it does is it creates it, and then it will automatically upload it to my Blackmagic Cloud account. So that's going to take a few seconds whilst it's doing that. Great. So it's now uploaded that file. So if I switch back to my presentation, yes, I do want it to use my camera, and yes, I do want it to use my microphone. There is my organ mounting outfitters. So now I can actually preview this. Okay, so I can play it.
My name is Chris Ling, and I'm the founder.
But even better than this, I can actually invite other people to view this and to make comments on it. So if I just click this little information button here, you can invite people in a variety of ways now. You would be able to share. So you would click the share button, you'd enter somebody's email, and then what it would do is it would email them. If they had a Blackmagic Cloud account, they would add them automatically, or it would email them to invite them to create a Blackmagic Cloud account. But this is changing so much and so quickly all the time that now there's this option to allow guest access to the presentation. So people don't even need to register in order to be able to see it. So I'm going to enable that, and this will generate this presentation link, which I can now copy. Now, all being well and good, I should be able to paste this into the chat so that both Nahuel and David can access that. Okay, and just to show, I can also access a camera here. So there's my camera. Hello, you're now seeing me there and there. Look at that. So David has joined us. And again, you can see that Nahuel has joined us as well. Nahuel has also turned on his camera. Hey, there he is. You see, he is real. He is a real person. Yes, he is. Yeah. If I start the sync here, so by putting it into sync, everyone is seeing the same thing. I can actually move the playhead and I can play this. This is not a problem at all. Yes. If I stop the sync, Nahuel, could you, have you got control of yours? Can you add a little marker or something to that? And you can see here, there's a marker from Nahuel. Yes? Yeah. So if I go into my markers, here he is. Can I put Harrison Ford's face from his 30s on him and also a hat? So you can see there's a marker. Go on, Nahuel, can you add another marker for me? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Maybe it should be during the day. All right, that's an interesting one. Yes. Oh, well, we'd have to go back and shoot that again. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. We can now stop and we can now log out. All right, so I'm going to quit out of my cloud account because you can now see that automatically in my timeline, I actually have these markers have appeared. And these are Nahuel's comments that he's put on here. So if I just move to this marker, you can see, love it, can you put Harrison Ford's face from his 30s on him and also a hat? Yeah, and if we go back to the previous marker, could this be during the day and add some rain? And finally, if I go to my index here in the edit page, I can choose to view those markers here. And you can see that we've actually got, if I can see there's an alternative tagline, you see we've got markers here that we've put, that Nahuel has actually put in. Just scroll along there a little bit so you can see the different colors that we've got, indicating that these are cloud-based markers. So I can actually now come into this here, and if I double click this marker, I can actually respond to him. I can say, no problem, consider it done. Okay. There we go. And I could try and spell it right next time, of course I could. But if I just reopen my Safari and again go into my cloud account, to my presentations, there is my presentation. The guys are still there by the looks of it. Yeah. But now under this marker here, we have my reply, including its missed spelling. Yes. So that is a live demonstration of how presentations work in DaVinci Resolve. I haven't had to spend a penny in order to be able to do that. Okay, I can do that just by simply registering for a cloud account.